Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply privileged to be given the opportunity to share my thoughts on a particular book. First and foremost, allow me to provide a brief introduction of myself. I am Sanjeev Sharma Naidu, a Form 5 student from SMK Taman Pelangi, Indah. For a little bit of context, I love reading books that are related to philosophy. Therefore, I will introduce a book called Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind, which is written by Yuval Noah Harari. Without further ado, let's explore the literature and intellect contained in this book. On the outside, the book's title is plastered on the cover, with the elements of red and black, possibly signifying the innate human passion, greed, or desire. The book has about 470 pages, and the font size is similar to that of a typical English novel. The book was first published in the year 2011, and ever since, it has garnered worldwide attention, especially from intellectuals. Furthermore, when I read this book myself, I was entranced. The book captures your attention like no other, and the author's efforts to explain seemingly complex ideas must be applauded. What about others who have read this book? According to Bill Gates, he would recommend this book to anyone who is interested in the history and the future of the human species. What about the author himself, Yuval Noah Harari? He has a PhD in history from the University of Oxford, and he specializes in world history. With that being said, all the information contained in this book is reliable and factual. Allow me to enlighten you. The book's content is divided into 4 main parts. Part 1 discusses the cognitive revolution. Part 2 discusses the agricultural revolution. Part 3 discusses the unification of humankind. And last but not least, Part 4 discusses the scientific revolution. This book then tells the story of how these revolutions have affected humans and their fellow organisms. Now that I have laid out a clear image of the author's ideas, allow me to share the key concepts. According to the first part of the book, the cognitive revolution started about 70,000 years ago. From the size of our brains, from the utilization of fire as a tool and a weapon, and even the ability to create fiction is what separates us from our ancestors. Did you know that our ancestors were solidly in the middle of the food chain? But as we evolved, our position in the food chain changed for the better. Now, we are on top of the food chain. This brings me to the second part of the book, which is the agricultural revolution. The agricultural revolution occurred around 12,000 years ago. As we gained intelligence, we were able to create systematic agricultural practices. Finally, this brings us to the scientific revolution, which is our current timeline. Whatever is happening in our world right now, it is all within the scientific revolution. Now, you might ask, is this book beneficial? Allow me to alleviate your doubts. After reading this book, I feel encouraged to question the basic narratives of our world, to connect past developments with present concerns, and not to be afraid of controversial issues. In conclusion, I believe that history should be embraced. Because after all, if you don't ask questions with a mind full of curiosity, wouldn't that make your life meaningless? I'll let you ponder on that question as I end my video. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me.
Modul Nilam Johor 2.0. Jom isi bersama. Thank you for watching. Sudah baca, jom rekod.
You say you've always been a little bit shy, but I can put an end to your fears. Let me show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet until they start to bleed. DJ, take it away.